With so many new social media apps being released these days, it's an ultimate struggle of deciding which one works best for lead generation in your real estate business. And you can get burned out very quick. Trust me, I get it. You're being told by one guru, that you need to be on this platform and going completely opposite from another guru who's probably not even licensed. And then the lead pipeline is drying up and now you're just throwing at the wall and hoping something will stick and a hot lead will just drop in your lap, right? Forget all of that. Okay, I got you here. Here are the top 5 best social media platforms you should be focusing on for your real estate business right now. And stick around for number 1 because the leads my team gets from this platform, because yes, I am a licensed agent. We practice what we preach here. The leads that my team gets are absolute gold, and I'm even going to show you what it looks like when they come in. Kicking things off with number 5 being Google Business. Now, Google Business, is it really a social media platform? Well, that depends on how you look at it, because nowadays, if there's an app where you can create a presence, then they just kind of throw that in the bucket of being social media. And it's not really a social media thing, is it? So, is Google Business social media? We'll leave that up for debate, but I do have it here on my list for a number of reasons, and here is exactly why. We get calls from our Google Business profile. And what those calls have told me, based on Google, even Google being a search engine, if you're not aware, and you have your Google Business profile, what happens on Google is when people are searching for top real estate agent near me or your city and state real estate agent, what they are looking for is a local business. They're looking for a local service. And that is exactly what you are as a real estate agent in your market. You are a local business. And with what I just told you, what happens is that's what people are looking for, and your presence is there. That person searching in Google for that has a lot higher intent than some of these other platforms, all right? You're not disrupting anybody's day. They are actively looking for you on the platform of Google and in the search engine Google Business, all right? So when your profile shows up and they see that you have these reviews and they're filtering out like, okay, yes, I'm not looking at that agent. I'm not looking at that agent, right? Their reviews don't meet what I'm looking for. And they've probably done their homework elsewhere too. We've seen this happen from a number of other platforms, whether it's from YouTube or Instagram. They may have seen you on one of these other platforms and they want to know, how good are you really? What do other people really say about you, other than what you're putting on your own profiles? So where's the place that happens? It happens on Google, okay? The number 1 search engine in the world is where it happens, where somebody saw you on Instagram because you were going viral in your city or your market talking about real estate or things to do or whatever it was, all right? And then they started doing some more homework on you because they initially were attracted to either, what you were saying, your personality, your energy, whatever that was. And then, like I said, they go to Google, okay, and we've seen the data has shown us this. They go to Google and they're searching for you, and they're like, I don't know, this person doesn't have any reviews, but
they've got to be doing well because they've got all these subscribers and they've got all these followers,
right? And in our minds, we always try to relate subscribers or views or followers to money and success, and that's not always true. But for that typical person that is either to looking to buy or sell their home, all right, maybe they get disrupted somewhere or they see you on another search engine, which we'll talk about later. They want to know a little bit more about you. They're filtering out who they want to work with because they don't want to have a piss poor experience. So Google Business, you need to be nurturing your Google Business profile just like any other platform. Google Business is going to be the key to getting you up there organically. Once you have enough reviews and you are popping up organically, then you can start paying to play and competing with some of those other big dogs in your markets that may have 250 reviews, okay? Because you don't want to start paying for a Google Business profile to get to the top when you've got 5 reviews versus somebody else who's got 250 reviews. Now we're talking about the Amazon effect, all right? And just think about it. When you're shopping on Amazon, you see the same product. It looks like there's the same product on there 10 times, but one of them, for whatever reason, has 22,000 reviews and its average is 4.8. And then that same product by somebody else has 10 reviews. And you're like, something ain't right. I got to go with the one with more reviews. So Google Business, you got to be on it. Before we jump into these other platforms, I want you to understand the average age of somebody who is buying or selling a home. Let's look at this. According to Axios, the median age of home buyers from 1981 to 2023 is on the graph that you're seeing right here. Now, What you're seeing all the way on the very end is where we are at today, or sorry, excuse me, in 2023 and moving into 2024 and what they expect. Okay, so repeat buyers, average age is 58. All buyers, average age is 49. First-time buyers, average age is 35. I wanted to make sure we had that perspective before we dive into these other social medias. Coming in hot at number 4 is going to be TikTok. Now you're like,
wait a minute, Ryan, wait a minute.
I thought TikTok was the app to be on, and I thought, everybody was on TikTok, and that is where the place to be. That's the place where I can go viral and I can get famous, and so on some podcast or some interview or maybe back on Clubhouse, whatever it was, told me that they had maybe closed a deal from TikTok, but they don't truly know where the lead actually came from because they're trying to have omnipresence and blah, 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 right? All right. We're going to go over some data. All right. I'm going to give you some data, and then we're going to make this judgment here at the end. And I've gone viral on TikTok. Okay. I've gone viral on almost all of these platforms. I have gone viral on TikTok back in its early days when it was still possible with, pounding the content and the consistency, but really figuring out who you are on there. And so I did. It happened. It helped me with another business of mine, and it was tremendous. But let's actually look at some data. I'm going to pull these up for you, and then let's go ahead and talk about this platform. TikTok reached 1.92 billion users in 2023. That's a 16% increase from the previous year, and the app is expected to reach 2 billion by the end of 2024. All right, so there's some potential still. Let me throw some other ones at you. TikTok is the #1 downloaded app in more than 40 countries. 2 out of 3 US teens use TikTok daily. 18.2% of TikTok's global audience were women aged 18 to 24. Now let's get into some more of the interesting stuff. 40% of Americans use TikTok as a search engine, but 53% of users come to TikTok looking for funny content. United States adults spend 4.4 billion minutes per year on TikTok, and that is as of 2023. All right, so people are spending time on the app, obviously, and it's being downloaded at crazy rates. So what are we talking about here? According to this blog from Hootsuite, businesses still struggle to make waves on TikTok. I got one more for you. Hold on, one more. US TikTok users by age. Even though more adults adopt the app, only 13.7% of their user base in the US is aged 45 and over. In fact, 44.4% of TikTok users in the US are aged 24 and under. Now, do you see why I wanted to talk about the average age of somebody buying or selling their home first? I'm not saying don't have TikTok, because people do generate leads from TikTok. People do get business from it, but there is a way to go about it, and it's just not fully there yet for the longevity of your real estate business. But is it a viable app? Yes, there are some other great things that come from it. If you have your Instagram connected, if you have your YouTube channel connected, if you have enough followers that you can link your website and other things, then yes, if you can get your TikTok account to pop and go viral, I've experienced that dopamine rush, and I can tell you firsthand, it is absolutely amazing. But as far as the app goes and what we're looking at with the age of our audience that we are trying to attract for those who can afford to buy or sell homes, I can tell you right now that it is not common, or you're not going to have a large audience of 18 to 24-year-olds that are going to be calling you off of TikTok to buy that house. Again, I'm not saying that nobody has sold a home off of TikTok, okay? But what I am saying is, if I can take my effort and put it elsewhere and build a longer sustainable lead generation machine, then I'd rather focus elsewhere than focus on pumping out content on TikTok, playing the game with the algorithm that they have, and trying to build that audience base, and then hope for a lead to pop. Now, if you ever talk to me, you'll hear me say this a bunch, probably in some of our podcast episodes too. Some of these social media apps like Instagram and TikTok, there is somewhat of a method to the madness, but at the same time, I always compare it to playing that slot machine, all right? You're just going to keep feeding that thing, and you're going to keep feeding that thing, and you're going to just hope for one to pop and hope for something good to happen. Number 3 on our list is going to be the granddaddy Facebook.
Oh no, Ryan, Facebook's dead. Nobody's on Facebook anymore, blah, blah, blah.
Let me go ahead and tell you, and this is again why I showed you that data for who's buying homes. Okay, so Facebook. How do you get leads from Facebook? What's the strategy with Facebook? Well, there's a number of ways that you can get leads from Facebook. You can run paid ads, and you can filter them out, weed them out. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, Facebook ads are trash, da-da-da. That's with any lead source. If you want to talk about all these other lead sources that people are paying for and all this other stuff, not every lead is going to be that golden ticket, all right? Not every single one of them. You're going to have to filter through them. Now, my last lead source, again, stick around for number 1, these are the highest converting leads I've ever seen come through. All right, but Facebook. What are we talking about here with Facebook? Well, let's look at the average age demographic, or the age demographic in whole with Facebook. According to Statista, here's a graph showing you the age demographics as of August 2023 on Facebook. So you can see 25 to 34 is 23.6%, the highest of them all. 35 to 44, 18.4%, 45 to 54, 13.9%, and 55 to 64, 11.2%. So based on what I told you earlier, doesn't that seem like we're getting a little closer to the demographics that we're looking for? Yes, absolutely. Now, how do we get business from this, or what ways have I generated business from this? What is it that we are talking about? So one of the best ways that you can cultivate a group of leads is a Facebook group. All right, so let's say that you have a Facebook group dedicated to providing and being that resource for your market, your city, whatever that is, and you put your leads, or you ask your leads if they want to be a part of this group. There's tons of meet some other people in your local area, local businesses. I drop coupons, I do giveaways, whatever it is in that group. That is a very nice way to cultivate an audience, all right? Whether they are past clients that will just rave about you, okay, to everybody else in the group that is just a lead, and maybe they're thinking about buying a house or whatever that is, all right? That Facebook group, you got to think about it, okay? Think about this. Facebook group. We talked about Google having higher intent, right? Google Business, okay? Now, think about a Facebook group. Somebody has to actively click and ask to join a Facebook group. Wouldn't you consider that higher intent than running an ad, all right, and trying to disrupt their time on the app, okay, and then ask them to come in a group? And they're like, well, why? All right. So one of the best ways and things that you can do, again, is people you already know, your sphere, anything like that. Get them in this group. Start cultivating this audience. All of your new leads, whether they're reload leads, whether they're buyers or sellers, whatever that is. Ask them if they want to be a part of your Facebook group, or see if you can get them in there, entice them to be in there some way, somehow. And then they all start interacting with each other. And like I said, you've got a group of raving fans, and they are doing it all for you. And now you're just kind of waiting for that phone to ring, right? That's just one strategy on Facebook that I wanted to put out there that you could generate business from. So no, Facebook is not dead. It is still here, all right? And matter of fact, it is still the most used social media app out there. All right. It's Instagram, Facebook, it's Facebook up there with TikTok and Instagram as far as social media apps go. Number 2 on our list is going to be Instagram. Instagram has evolved tremendously. They have a lot of innovation going on. Whether you want to call it real and authentic innovation is up to you. Honestly, I think Zuck is just out of innovation, and he's just looking to see what the next big thing is and if he can rip it off and steal it. Just my opinion. All right, I'm just a lowly real estate agent teaching you guys how to generate leads using these platforms. But here we go. He was the brain behind the initial operation of Facebook, bought Instagram, turned it into what it is today, and tons of people in the right demographic are on it that you're looking for. But where does the problem lie with Instagram? Well, number one, the algorithm seems to just be getting
Tighter and tighter and tighter and
tighter. And it's like, oh my goodness, you can't even get your post to go out to the people that wanted to follow you. It's like, if you start looking at your demographics and what's going on with your post, it's barely even touching your own followers. And it's annoying and it's frustrating. It's like, man, like, I'm not even trying to sell anything. I was just like posting about my day, or I wanted to put a poll up and get some feedback from my audience, and I can't even do that because I can't even reach them. They're killing your reach. But that's what happens with all of these platforms, all of these social media apps. They want you, initially they entice you, come on, we'll give you your reach, your potential to go viral. That's what TikTok was. And then they start pulling that thing back, and they start pulling that thing back, and then they're like, all right, now you got to pay to play. You got to pay us some money to get you some more reach and to push you out there further. All right. And I get it. They're a business, and that's how they want to operate. But that's where the struggle lies with Instagram, is finding new followers, getting your content to go out further. All right. And then even tapping into your own followers. But does that mean Instagram is dead or it doesn't work? No, absolutely not. All right. I'm just telling you the struggles of Instagram. And if you don't believe me, go start a new profile right now and see how that goes. But does Instagram work? 100% it does work. How do you go about it? Okay, well, it really depends. There's several different ways that you can do this, much like all of the other ones. Like Facebook, I told you one way that you could was groups. Okay, so what about Instagram? Well, what we always like to talk about here at Agent Marketers, myself and Adam, is we like for you to position yourself as the top go-to local resource in your market, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Like I said, with a Facebook group, being a local resource, okay? Instagram, how do you do that? You make videos and post pictures, all right, that help you be the go-to local resource, okay? Now, one of the other things with Instagram is that you have to play in the playground, as I like to say. And what do I mean by that? Okay, if you really want to grow, you can't post and ghost. No, I'm not talking about Gary Vee's $1.80 method or anything like that, but you can't just post and ghost, all right? You have to make good quality content, but you also have to go and engage with other content or other creators, all right, or other profiles. And there's a strategy around that too, because you don't want to go post or comment on somebody's profile that's not going to have sort of any benefit to you if you're using this strictly as a business, all right? I'm not talking about your personal stuff. I'm talking about as a business, all right? And we've seen this happen and we've seen this work. And trust me, we're going to break it down. We're giving you the method to the madness here, but we have seen it and we have done it ourselves, all right? Generating leads from Instagram, the ability to go viral, but the engagement that you have with other profiles also impacts how people find you. Think about it like a network. All right. Think about it like you're building a network. And with your profile, let's say that you go and you're following one of the news stations, one of your local news stations, and you're consistently commenting on that local news station's post, whether it's good, bad, whatever that might be. Other people may start to notice you because you're the one of the main commenters on their post, and you always, not just like thumbs up, nothing like that. You're providing actual comments or dialogue on their post. Other people start interacting with you. This is one of the strategies that you can do to start building your following. And again, with Instagram, what happens? Oh, well, I saw this guy, his page was Hawaii Living Guide. And to me, it was like, oh, Hawaii Living Guide. I like Hawaii. I live in Hawaii. I want to learn more about it, or I want to live in Hawaii. And then they see that, they start to see my page, and then they get to look at my page and decide whether they like it or don't. But they can also go check out my Google business. All right. They could find me on Facebook. They could look me up wherever else too. So for a lot of these other ones, mainly TikTok and Instagram, it's almost best to look at them as a tool and a way to generate an audience to maybe get them to something bigger, which we're going to get to next. Finally, number one on our list is YouTube. YouTube, the king of them all. All right. The absolute king. YouTube is our blood life of our business. All right. It is the lifeblood of my business, excuse me. And then what I mean by that is, you know how there might be an agent or a team or a broker that they pay the piper. We can call it Zillow, for instance, and they pay Zillow religiously for leads. That is the lifeblood of their business. That is what they are banking on, as Zillow, right? Me, it's YouTube. It's understanding YouTube analytics. It's understanding the algorithm. It's understanding what content I should be putting out there. It's understanding the type of channel that I'm even making to generate leads, okay? And I have multiple channels in multiple states with multiple niches, okay, that do generate business. So this is the lifeblood of my business, is understanding that platform. So, well, Ryan, is YouTube even social media? Like, no, it's not. It's not social media. YouTube is a search engine. Matter of fact, if you look it up, it is the number 2 search engine in the world. All right, number 2. Google is number 1. Google owns YouTube. YouTube is number 2. Does YouTube have aspects that try to make them seem like a social media platform? Yes. They tried to come out with handles. They tried to come out with shorts and try to play in those same playgrounds. But they immediately backtracked and they're like, you know what? We are a search engine. This is how we dominate. This is how we make money. This is our business model. Let's just be that. So when you understand what type of content to make, okay, and what people are actually searching for on the search engine, all right, let me make one more point here real quick. Hold on. All right. So like I said, YouTube's not social media. It's a search engine. From what I just told you earlier, and it said users using TikTok as a search engine and users maybe potentially using Instagram as a search engine. Do you see what's going on here? Instagram and TikTok have enough users, but the way that they originally made their algorithms and how their algorithms still even work, okay? It's hard for them to backtrack and want to be a search engine, even though they pretend that they're trying to be. They're not, okay? Just like YouTube trying to be a social media company. You're not. You're a search engine, all right? Let's just leave it there, okay? Now, let me know what you think in the comments. Happy to have the conversation, but let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, all right. So what type of content do you make on YouTube, Ryan? You said it's the lifeblood of your business. You say you got multiple channels generating you leads, closed deals, right? Closed deals, money in the bank, all right? What type of content are you making? So There is the living in method by the channel junkies, where we came from, all right, and who are our partners. The living in channel method, excuse me, where you are, again, being a local resource. It is your location information. You are teaching people about what it's like to live in your city. You're talking about the top neighborhoods. We're showcasing communities. We're doing vlogs, meaning you're walking around, right? We're touring them around the city. We are being their eyes, ears, and mouth, really, for what's going on in the city, because a lot of times it's a heavy relocation thing. It is really a heavy relocation channel. Does that mean you won't get listings? No. Does that mean you won't get local buyers? No. But it is heavy relocation. So that is just one method where I have generated leads. And I promise you that I'm going to show you a lead. Let's look at it. Hello, this is reaching out in regard to purchasing a home in Las Vegas area. I came across one of your videos on YouTube and fell in love with those open concept and modern homes. The 5.5 interest rate, definitely a catch these days. I have a budget of $500K and 20% down payment. Would love to explore my options with you guys. That right there is exactly how majority of our leads come in from our YouTube channel. And it's insane because we've flipped the script. All right. We have flipped it. We don't cold call. We don't door knock. We're not sitting at open houses. We aren't doing any of those methods. And I'm not saying that they don't work. It's just not for me. And maybe you're a person who doesn't like cold calling either. You don't like spending 4 hours of your Saturday or Sunday sitting at an open house. All right. And wasting a day away from your family or having fun and enjoying your life. We do not like that. What I do like is getting those leads right there on a regular basis. Every single day, one of those comes in. All right. And it's just amazing the way it happens. And again, it's depending on the type of content. And I'll tell you right now, if you do not understand content distribution on any platform that I have discussed in this video, you're not going to generate any leads. You got to have the right content for the right audience to get those leads coming in because you had the right content distribution. One more thing to address with YouTube, because I know a lot of you have this mindset out there that,
oh, well, Ryan, your channel probably has 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers.
And that's, you're already up there. How does somebody like me with a brand new channel start getting leads? I'm going to tell you right now, I have coached thousands of agents, and I have seen channels that I have helped agents build from the ground up through one of our programs. From the ground up, all right, get leads calling them in less than 10 subscribers and less than 500 total channel views. I'm talking about on the videos that they had on their channel, total 500 views, 10 subs. That was it. They had a lead come knocking at the door. Hey, found you on YouTube. Same scenario. Okay, I have case studies upon case studies. Ryan, happened just how you said it would. And it's like, bazinga, right? There we go. So YouTube, that is the absolute gold mine. NAR even has data out. There's tons of data out saying home buyers in 2023, 2024, about 80% of home buyers are searching on YouTube. YouTube, not TikTok, not Instagram, not Facebook. They are searching on YouTube for their next home and next area that they want to live. There you have it. There's your top 5 platforms that you need to be on, that you need to be nurturing. Now, Ryan, do I need to be on all 5? Well, I highly recommend omnipresence, but if you want to be strategic about it, I would say go with number 1, YouTube first. All right, master that, get it built up, have a consistent lead flow and business coming in, and then move on to your next tier of whatever platform it is that you want to tackle. If feasible for you and you have the capacity to do so, I'm just going to tell you, highly recommend. If I were starting all over, it would be YouTube and Google Business. Like I said, I've got that YouTube channel thing cranking. I know A to Z exactly what to do, what videos to make, how to distribute my content. If they find me on YouTube and I'm this real estate agent in this area and they like me there and they just kind of want to see what other people have to say about me, they're going to go to Google Business and they're going to check those reviews. So there's your top 5 platforms. Again, I'm Ryan with Agent Marketers. We got tons of other hot content coming for you, plus some that's already on this channel. We have the podcast going if you want to hear more informative conversation style going, and we have plenty more tutorials coming for you guys that are all going to stop popping up for you in these videos right here.